All right, girl, it's time to go ahead and get this abusive, toxic, narcissistic man out your life once and for all. And this is going to be especially good for those of you who have dealt with abuse that is not physical. If it's physical abuse, I need you to not only conjure, but I also need you to hit him up over the side of the head with that pan and then call the police. But if you are not dealing with physical abuse and it is more emotional, mental, financial, spiritual abuse, anything like that, then you should be conjuring. You should be getting out of this situation through your spiritual power. But I am going to say this: if you are not sure that you are ready to get him out your life, if you still feel like there is hope for the relationship or you think he's going to change, you probably don't even want to bother right now. I wouldn't recommend it. You really want to be sure. You really want to know that you are worth so much more than the relationship that you are dealing with right now, because you are the one that holds the power. So if you are still sitting on the fence, if you're indecisive, it's going to show up in your conjure. And I promise y'all, I am telling y'all what I know and not just what I learned or researched on the internet. I had to do this working for myself. As a quick backstory, I unfortunately was in 2 marriages that were 2 narcissistic abusers. The second one being far worse than the first. The first one, I was just young, dumb, full of cum. The second one, though, I was a little bit more mature, yes, but I still did not see all the signs. I really got caught up in like all the love bombing and all that type of stuff. So I had to use this exact working in order to divorce my ex-husband, get him out of my life, and then to put myself in a position to receive the love that I'm experiencing now. So here's what you are going to need. You are going to need black walnut. You can get the actual black walnut, or if you don't have it, like at the time when I did this, I did not have it, you want to then use like the oil. Make sure that no matter what it is that you are using, that you are speaking your intentions over it. You are declaring to that herb, to that oil, what it is going to do for you. So black walnut, for those of you that don't know, that's going to be good for cutting cords. So when you are trying to remove yourself of any unhealthy connections or attachments, then that's going to be really good for it. Black walnut is commonly used in breakup and divorce, conjure, falling out of love. So this is going to be beneficial for you. And it's especially good if you were in a relationship that like had that possessiveness or that obsessive type of nature to it, where you felt like, you know, there was just something that kept you connected. You want to make sure that you have black walnut on you. The next thing that we're going to use is hyssop. Hyssop is also excellent work for uncrossing, unhexing, because if we're being honest, the minute that you got bound to that man, whether it be through marriage or just, you know, through the commitment of being with them for so long, you have hexed yourself. I hate to break that to you, but that really is the reality of it. A lot of times we get so scared that other people have hexed us when it be our own decisions that is getting us crossed up in some bullshit. So hyssop is going to be great for unhexing, uncrossing, but it is also heavily used for protection work. So what I need for you to do is to first make sure that you cleanse your space, okay? Wherever you're going to be doing this, wherever you have your items, always make sure that it is in a space where you have time, where it's just you and your energy. Make sure that you are speaking prayer and protection over yourself, so you would incant that, you know, your working is protected, your working is honored, that Mother God and your spirit team is constantly operating in your favor as you do your conjure. You want to say those type of things over your work before you get started. So the next thing that you're going to do is take your black walnuts oil and you are going to put 3 drops of it on your left wrist. In hoodoo, the left hand work is going to be used for banishing. So we're trying to get rid of something. You're trying to get rid of this man, so you are going to use your left hand. After you do the 3 drops, then you're going to take the hyssop and you're going to put 1 drop of it on top of the 3 drops of black walnut. Now, if you do have the actual walnut and y'all want a video or step-by-step on how you would do this with the actual black walnut, let me know. I'll make it in a separate one. I think if I add it, it'll just be a little bit longer than it needs to be. But that's what you're going to do onto your left wrist. Then you are going to place your right wrist over your left wrist. And while you have your wrist together, while you have that right wrist on top of that left wrist, what I want for you to say is this: I declare that this person's name, so you want to put their name in there, falls out of love, lust, infatuation, attachment, and obsession with me, and I fall out of love, lust, infatuation, attachment, and obsession with him. We part ways peacefully and amicably with no harm done. The emotional, energetic, karmic soul tie is broken and the connection is destroyed. I release him with peace of mind, body, and spirit, and I am completely protected during this divorce and or breakup process. Everything works out in my favor surrounding this division. This outcome is a phenomenal blessing, and brings me lifelong favor. Now, before you say it is done, before you do the rest of this work, I want you to close your eyes with your arms still connected together. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to envision the dissolution of this relationship. Now, you could do it a couple of ways. It just depends on what type of girl you are. You can either envision him walking away from you walking away from him, or driving away. You can envision, you packing up your stuff and leaving. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For me, at that time, I was so ready to be done and I knew that there was no love lost there anymore. I envisioned my back getting blown out by a divine, healthy, masculine man that genuinely loved me and cared about me and adored me, respected me. I envisioned that, and we were doing it on the countertop of a brand new house that we had closed on. Baby, that was a visual, you hear me? And that was powerful. And as a side note, y'all, it is going to be important for you to be mindful of your energy while you are doing this working. I would not suggest that you do this if you're sad, or if you're dealing with depression or anything definitely work through that emotion first. This is going to really hit harder when you are either confident or you're angry. So if you have just gotten into it with that man or something, or he just says something that just hurt your feelings, it just broke your spirit, you want to take that energy, that power, because that's all that emotion is. It is energetic power. And then you want to put that into your working. But I want you to visualize yourself actually dissolving the relationship however you see fit to dissolve the relationship. Then once you have that visual, once you feel it in your belly, then I want you to rub those wrists together and I want you to break your arms away from each other. I want you to yank your arms away as if you are breaking a chain. And then whatever residue you have left, I like to take it and wipe it on my hands. And then I clap my hands a couple of times. And I do that clap like y'all know that clap when y'all finna get into it with somebody. That's the type of clap I like to do. I'm going to make a part 2 of this so that we can talk about the second part of this spell work, because y'all, we are not done.